All right. What up, everybody? So if you see there's something a little different here, and man's got a new setup. I'm gonna have to work on this mic though. See if I can maybe do some edits on it to make it sound a little bit better for you. But other than that, hopefully the lighting's good for you, and I got something special. So we're gonna be doing something a little bit different. It's not recorded from my phone, and I'm able to do like reactions now and a lot of more stuff. So I'm super excited about this. And I can't wait to bring you guys more content. And the better I get with it, the better we can like jam out. I'm super excited for this one for today because something that's kind of near and dear to my heart is Silent Hill. As in Silent Hill F has already come out. Haven't picked it up yet, but I should be picking it up this week or so. But there was something else that was like that came out around like I think 9, 10 years ago, and it was Kojima Productions along with Konami. They made this playable demo, which was called PT, which ended up turning into Silent Hills, but unfortunately it never got made because they had some disagreements and it left off, and then which allowed Kojima to make his own production company. But with that, the the story was kind of cool, and it was just took place in a couple of rooms, a bathroom scene, a hallway scene, and another hallway scene, and a door, and it would just kind of just like loop, and you had to figure out these different puzzles. Basically, you just had to be really aware of everything around you. And then the zeitgeist behind that was everyone's online trying to figure out stuff. And then the community together, you would see a video and then someone else would be like, ah, now you got to change this here. Or when the telephone rings, you got to do this. And so everyone's online, streamers and everybody around is just kind of figuring this game out. And then you get the surprise at the end, which shows you that this is a new Silent Hill. So I think everyone was really pumped about that. And then this thing happened where because Kojima, it got this weird thing that happened that they actually took that demo down. So if you don't have that demo straight recorded and or not recorded but downloaded and you never took it off, then some people are still have that on their hard drive on the PS4. Unfortunately, I wasn't one of those people. I deleted it, and I'm so upset ever since. But Microsoft and Kojima came together and had this really cool idea, and we're just trying to see what this idea is mainly about. And it's called OD. And in my opinion, I think it's going to be like many little stories that different directors that he liked to work with combine something together to make like a horror, anthology. In my opinion, that's what I believe it may be, like a horror type anthology. So I think that's what maybe getting. I totally could be wrong. And just for you guys to know, this is not the first time I've seen this trailer, so this is not a live reaction. But I wanted to kind of do a little breakdown on it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna watch it, and then we'll watch it for a second time for some things that some people may not have picked up on, or maybe just my theories about what may occur. So yeah, so just sit back, relax. Like I said, I'm super excited because now we have a whole lot more to do, and I'm super excited to test out everything and try to get better at this. So, all right, here we go. So 10 years since the blank horror, the cursed blank have once again blank into the forbidden. Light the fires to celebrate there. Maybe I have to turn this down a little bit. The building was from a 3D scan of a blank, and then there were blank in the sinister ritual. Graphic fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was it. That was a pretty live trailer. And yeah, so I'm gonna get into some like breakdown stuff on this trailer here. Um I saw someone online, it was a streamer, and he actually, I don't know if it's 100% true, but it turns out just a little bit. But yeah, like he figured out some of like the stuff. Now, this I want to pause on this real quick. The first of all, I kind of want to talk about when the door knocks. There's no door handle here, so you can't really get out. So that's kind of interesting, which also has me to believe that's why the card had to be slid through because the person couldn't just probably open up the door. Next, we see these slots here. This door is kind of strange, but when we're talking about like Silent Hill, normally when you get puzzles, it normally you have to fill in blocks, and then this top up here, either to be, I mean, to look like a cuckoo clock like thing, but um, at the end of the day, usually you fill all of this up, and then something comes out of here, and then you go. But that's the usual take on um Silent Hill games. They're just mostly puzzled games in general. That's just kind of how like it goes. I can't tell how big this card is that maybe this card fits in that slot. I don't know. That's just me reaching, you know. Um and yeah, so when I first noticed it, it was that the the no door handle was something that I noticed, and I noticed that all the slots here. So this looks like a puzzle, like some if which could at the end of the day, with how you would think a Silent Hill game would go. You fill all of these up, that opens up, a door handle drops, you pick up the door handle when you open it up. That's just my observation of just that in a quick like note. All right. So I saw another guy, he actually wrote stuff here. There's some things that I can't there's some things that I don't know if it's true or not, but I know he said 10 years since I can't remember what he wrote, something, but it has to do with PT. Like it comes out, it's basically just talking about like since PT 10 years ago, people played PT, and the survivors of that PT are now in this. The cursed survivors have once again, we've now we're back, basically. Uh Stop it on here. There's some things that I noticed. Two things. Some people may say it look like a hand. Some people may say it look like a heart. I see a lot of the eyes here, but they're not all human eyes. Like this eye here looks like a tiger eye. Uh, I know there was this here's kind of got like a lizardy type eye. I could be wrong, but it's not all human eyes. But it marks up to be like a face with the lips, the eyes, and everything. But the overall object kind of looks like a heart. Some people may say a hand. Um, so yeah, that's kind of just I don't know the super meaning of it until they flip it over on the other side. And we'll stop here, and then it says the light the fires to celebrate there, and this is clearly marked out, but this isn't marked out like the other one was, where it felt like it was a choice in the actual design. I think this is marked out on purpose because if this was there, it'd give away basically what this is, and in my opinion. And I'm saying that this is all still, I'm still leading to Silent Hill no matter how I get to it, even though I know that's a Konami thing. And I'm sure that like either Xbox would have to give the rights and not tell Konami that we got Kojima working on it. So that's what makes this a little bit, I don't know, but my heart's of hearts, I want it to be Silent Hill. And there's too many like I said, that puzzle's a Silent Hill puzzle. We never really got the chance to see what Kojima would do in a Silent Hill. But like if that door was something and that really was something, that's a Silent Hill puzzle for sure. And then here are symbols here, and then the sun symbol here. This is like when you played the Silent Hill is very big on poems, and the first poem you first get when on the first game you first get the piano poem, and it's like the lilacs and the dogs, and I can't remember it all, but I played it such a long time ago. But I just remember that, and then there's a lot of different poems, but this the way it's iterated is in its all essence of me. It's like I said, I'm gonna have egg on the face at the end of the day if it's not Silent Hill, but it just screams Silent Hill the way it moves. And in this case, PT, which was Silent Hill. But yeah, we'll continue. I don't want to ramble too much. In the building was 3D scan of some found footage or something. He had a breakdown and it all makes sense. But I don't know. All right. So of course you got the actress walking through the door. Same sound that PT sound in my opinion. Right? Up and down. Now, what I've seen a lot of people not see is there's an eye on this side right here. And then just like PT had a lot of like furniture facing in weird ways. And this could just be a Kojima thing. Well, as much as I'm trying to link this to Silent Hill, it could just be what Kojima does, but also what Silent Hill does too. Uh, and I think in the room, Silent Hill, the room, there was an off put, like there was a TV to the side, but the chair was the opposite way. And then you walk into one space and you turn, and then the chairs flip back to where the TV is, indicating, yeah, I gotta touch that TV. I'm not sure what this is. It's just too dark. I can't tell. I should back up just a little bit. So I was trying to kind of like look at what there's mad candles here that are already on the ground and candles here on to the right. And there's something that I was like thinking about is when we're thinking about like um PT, how PT like works is you go into a room and something's changed. And you have to figure out what's that thing that changed and pay attention to it. And when you pay attention to it, it unlocks something else. If you stare at you stare at the picture frame for a little while, then the bathroom door opens. Or if you don't walk through the door and you only walk 4 paces this way and you stop, you'll hear the girl behind you and you can look up and you can see her shaking at the top. So it's like little stuff like that. So I'm looking at all these candles here and I'm looking at maybe this is a possibility that there was stuff that these are like multiple times that you had to go through this. Just a theory of mine as I've been looking at the trailer. Through the windows, you can tell that it seems like you're in a wooded area, secluded in one place. It's kind of the idea that I get from this. We have our second eye here. Then we also have, candles here, candle here. We're going to be paying attention to this a bit more once that part comes up. Then you have the baby candle, and then you have empty candle spots. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lit. And I believe we lit 8, 9, and then 10, and then something happens. And I don't know if it equates to the knocks, which we'll get into once it happens, but I'm just observing how many candles are already like lit. So here it pauses for a second and it says missing. And then here's an airplane. And I zoomed in before, and it's like Boeing 77, and I think it's a plane that's missing or something like that. I cannot remember the audio from PT, but I do remember them saying some people were missing, but I don't know. I believe it was like a murder in the house, and then that's what they're talking about. And like I said, I'm trying to link it to PT, but who knows about any other situation? So I just wanted to obviously it wants you to read this because it says missing. So it's obvious, but that is an airplane, and it says Boeing something. I guess it's the flight and the flight number. So I don't know if the plane is missing or something like that. But yeah, just wanted to show you that. The lighting in this is crazy. So as soon as she turns it on lights, you hear the knocking. And I don't know what it is with Kojima and babies, but obviously in Death Stranding, you have the baby thing, and then same in PT, how the whole story pans out. But yeah, about the baby, and then of course you see what's in the bathroom. If those who played PT, I'm not gonna mention it on here. Don't want to get in trouble for that. It's another eye that's here. And once again, it's too dark for me to see what this is. But yeah, so there's another eye there. There's an eye in the corner. Which I'll go back because something was weirding me out a little bit. Is I don't know how far this little drawer goes, but when we open the door the first time, like clearly on the left, you could see. Let's maybe go back just to see, because I mean, I noticed that was there, but I didn't notice how far that stretched out. Going a bit bright. Look all the way around. Yeah, I guess I don't know how far it stretches out, but yeah, let's go back. So that's 3 knocks. She looks back. That stretches out pretty far. I don't know why I didn't see that. And now we're starting to hear a little clicking noises. The eye, it looks like almost like, what are you doing? Just giving you that like really look. So now we get to here. We get to the baby, this other kid, I guess. So she's lighting this candle, but then we also have this merry-go-round, and there's numbers behind the merry-go-round that I guess leads to 6. I don't know the significance of that, but it's in a Silent Hill way. And the only reason why I'm going this route, or just in a horror game way, let me stop saying Silent Hill. But we'll notice that once she lights this starts turning, and it starts burning the carousel, or the image in the carousel. And because it's numbered, I believe that possibility, this is just me, you go into a room, you find something, you observe, and you have to probably pick up each one of these in a different room, one room, however it is, and you collect them. And then, in my opinion, these candles stand out. And I believe that we're seeing a point of where this candle's already here, but I believe that we have to collect this candle and then the previous baby candle as well to open up a sequence. And because it's making us focus on this, and you'll see that it starts to catch on fire, and then it starts to spin. Music's getting louder. That means you trigger something. So now the door opens up, And in my opinion, you did something wrong. You didn't do it in the right way. And that's kind of my like opinion is that you didn't do it in the right way. So this may be the I could be wrong and with the knocks and everything. And this is just my theory that this is the you did it wrong screen, in my opinion. And you see the faces coming up on the character. He's saying door, OD, door, OD or. That's the sound. Door, door. And I think, yeah, that's like, in my opinion, that's like the. And I'm gonna talk about that in a little bit. But in my opinion, I believe that that's like the end screen when you messed up, you didn't do it right, or something didn't do it right. Or it could be that you passed it and that's something you need to see. But I remember, I'm just going off of PT, is when you don't do something right, you'll hear a noise and then all of a sudden you turn and she jumps in your face and she's all like this. And because I'm thinking of the knocks are super significant in this case that they're you do one thing, you might hear two knocks, and you're like, okay, I did that right, you know. Then you do another sequence, and you might hear like knock, knock again, and that means okay, yeah, I'm doing good. And then you do one where it's like knock, 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 and it's like, oh, whoa, 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 calm down, like. And he did it quick before, and then you lit maybe the wrong candle, and then he opens up the door. So like, that's just my opinion on the situation of the thing. Now, I have like a little caveat when it says for all players and screamers. And in my opinion, this is my goofy opinion. It ain't nothing big, and don't take it too seriously. My opinion, and this is just me being weird and just thinking outside the box, is that when I see to all players and all screamers, I believe. Sorry. When you play this game, I believe there may be two options to play this game. And I believe that when you walk in a room and you see eyes in the room and the one that's behind, that means that there's watchers, which means that he might have this like live or every I don't know how he might set it up, but they're talking about the cloud. And I believe this is maybe how they're going to use the cloud. And for you as a player to know that I'm in a room full of watchers. And maybe the watchers can do something to distract me, the player, or distract whoever. And I believe that seeing this is possibly, as a watcher, I have different angles I can watch this from. So the reason why I say that is because when you finally when you finally get to see like, yeah, we'll stop here. The eye here, you can watch from that angle, watching what's happening and observing. In my opinion, the one that's on the wall that's over in this corner, you can watch from there. And then the main, obviously, one where everyone's going to be watching is here. And the reason why I'm saying that is because when you pay attention to this, the eyes is closed. Eyes are open. So the watchers either could be assisting you or not, or watching this sequence from this side where I don't see it as the player, but the watchers do, which is the screamers. So they could be seeing like the oh no moment, and as a player, I'm kind of in this situation like what the hell's happening? You know what I mean? Where they're actually watching it, and the this view is too close for the eye to be from where the window's at. So it's not necessarily the window view, but that's just my tiny, 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 tiny little opinion about it of just what the screamers or what the players and screamers are. You know, the players are playing it, and then the the jumpiness and everything could be for the people who are watching it as if it's just any old, series or TV series. So that's kind of like my opinion on this situation. But my biggest like understanding of it is I believe, and this is just my another, just me just throwing stuff to the wall. It's not, this isn't for real. This isn't legit. This isn't like a full on thing. This is just me observing and just kind of looking through everything. But in my opinion, I believe the game starts now. And I know it sounds goofy and it sounds silly, but there's going to be people who are going to be way, way more detailed than I am, way more into it. And I already seen people go after it and try to screen thing and change the color to see what it says. And like, that was PT. Like, that was PT while playing the game. And we're looking at trailers. And the point was, we just got the game and start playing the game and had to figure it out. And there was no trailer to PT. Like, it just started. And we're getting trailers to these to this game, and people are already going super deep dive on the first one by checking out the people's mouths and what it says in the mouths, and they're changing color and doing stuff, and we're interacting as if we're playing the game, trying to figure it out before the game even comes out. And he knows that. He even said that himself, like, there's a lot of clues in the game, or a lot of clues in the trailer. And so we're all looking at it, and we kind of understand him at this moment. And we're just like, okay. So in a kind of a goofy way, we're like playing the game before the game even comes out. And I don't know. Like I said, that's my kind of like big theory of it all, is like the game actually starts now. Because there's going to be many users who are going to go in and really, really, really like go hard and try to figure it all out and get in on this game. So that's just my 2 cents. I know I went and rambled a whole bunch and went a little bit too deep, and there was a lot of reaches on here, but hey, that's the fun of it all. And there's more for me to test the new system, and super happy that, Tokyo Game Show is here. And I'm really excited for everything that's, coming up in these few months. And I'll be able to actually do some live things and record stuff. So man's super happy. So I appreciate y'all for sticking with me on this. It's gonna be a dope time. It's gonna be a dope time. So I appreciate y'all. As always, like, subscribe, press the like button, do all those dope things that will help this channel grow. As I said, it took me a minute to get the actual right equipment need to do. I'll work on this mic. I promise you, I'm so sorry that this mic is not the highest quality, but we'll get there because we got the computer, we got the screen, we got the other things. So of course we'll get to the mic stuff. So I really, really appreciate y'all. And y'all have a good one. Have a good Tokyo Game Fest, and as well as a PlayStation State of Play. I'll see if I can do that. So thank you guys very much. Peace.
Check it. What's up?